Hello, Kurt Jackson, the Safe Money Man here today for today's episode of Fact or Crap. Hey, before I give you today's statement for you to determine if it's fact or crap, I got to tell you and fully disclose that I got a significant bias in my thinking. I'm all about keeping money safe, minimizing your taxes, getting the most growth without ever risking loss, and then getting a guaranteed income that you can't outlive. If you like having your money at risk, you're probably not going to like what we talk about here. But I do challenge any and all to show me a better way that's safe, that's tax-free, or that has a net income that's higher, at or above what we can do, and has a guaranteed income for life. Today's statement that I want you to tell me to think about if it's fact or crap is home ownership and appreciation is a reliable vehicle for protecting or growing your wealth. Is that fact or crap? Unfortunately for millions of Americans, this is crap. It may have been true at one time, but the housing bubble of the last decade has cured this for most, if not all, of our lifetimes. Now, look, don't jump to conclusions. I'm not saying buying a home is a bad thing. In fact, I think owning a home in the right way is a very smart use of your money. See, one of the biggest fallacies of owning a home is that your home's somehow going to be a safety net for retirement. Look, I'm all for having your home paid off in retirement, but not at the expense of foregoing the ability to build wealth for your retirement. You need money in retirement because you can't eat your house. And for those that think that their home will be a retirement safety net, how exactly do you think you'll access the wealth that you have in the house? There's only two ways to do so. You can sell it or you can get a loan. Getting a traditional loan means you're going to have a payment, and that means there's an increased risk of losing your home to foreclosure. And then will the money that you pull out take care of your financial needs and make the payment? It's pretty doubtful, don't you think? Now, there might be some options with a reverse mortgage. I'm not going to go into those here. If you have questions about reverse mortgages, I'd be happy to discuss those with you, because those could be an option for you. The next thing is you could sell, right? I get that, but all right, you sell, where are you going to live? Look, I know that the theory was to buy a big, expensive home, and then it's going to appreciate, and you can sell it for a boatload of money, and then downsize to a smaller, cheaper home. And I said theory on purpose because those high-dollar homes, well, you know what? They've plummeted in value. And with that plummeting, so has that plan. Many are going to tell you that real estate values will rebound, because they always do. The problem with that thinking is that the government has now stepped into the lending world and has enacted laws to keep home values from rebounding. Home buyers now have to prove that they have enough money to buy a home. Now, look, I know that sounds like a well, duh, Kurt moment, but the reason that home values skyrocketed was because loans were given to people that could never in their lives be able to afford the house they were buying. Thus, it drove up home values. Now, follow with me here. In Kansas City, our median income is around 50 grand. So that means the maximum house that income could afford, with the rates where they are today, is about 150 grand. Median means that half of the population is below 50,000 and half is above 50,000. So about 50% of the population in Kansas City could technically afford a $150,000 house. What if you had a $200,000, $250,000, $300,000 or more house? You might have 10 to 15% of the population that could afford to buy your $300,000 house. But how many of those $300,000 houses or higher are available? During the bubble, thousands and thousands of homes were built in that price range. So selling that house is a crapshoot at best. And even if you could sell it, do you think it's going to sell for a higher price? You know what? Come on, the law of economics. That's a lot of supply with a low demand. That's not good for home price appreciation. Just the other day I read, back in the 1960s, houses were around 1,000 square feet, and there were 3.57 people living in them. Today we're over 2,300 square feet with 2.65 people living in them. Come on, we're not that fat, are we? The point here that I'm trying to make is, look at buying a smaller home, one that's as close to what the median income could buy. Plan on staying in the house for a long time, and then take the money that you would have spent on that higher price home and put it into a safe vehicle to build wealth. You'll be much better off in the long run, and you'll likely have more money than you ever thought you would when you get to retirement. If you don't believe me, all right, call me up, challenge me. Challenge me to prove it to you. My name's Kurt Jackson. I'm the Safe Money Man. I'm happy to take those calls and go into this in more detail with you, even you, especially real estate agents that might be watching this. You can call me at 816-582-5532 or email me at Kurt, K-U-R-T, at kjfinancialonline.com. That's Kurt, K-U-R-T, at kjfinancialonline.com. Tell you what, you'll be amazed at all the things that we can do for you. I want to thank you for watching this episode of Fact or Crap, and keep checking back because we plan on having these quite often. Thanks for spending some time watching this today.